Winter is here. The wind bites. The nights grow longer. But the Amish, they hold secrets. Secrets of cleaning. Secrets of order. Secrets of peace. Not modern tricks. Not chemical sprays. Old methods. Handed down. Tested by cold and time. Today we step inside. We see their winter cleaning. Simple. Honest. Powerful. Stay close. This is not just cleaning. This is survival. 1. The old tradition of winter purification. Winter in Amish life is not just a season. It is a turning point. The leaves are gone. The wind is sharp. Nights stretch longer than days. Inside the homes, preparation begins. Cleaning becomes more than wiping surfaces. It becomes a ritual, a tradition that carries meaning. Generations have done this. Mothers teach daughters. Fathers guide sons. It is about making the house pure before the cold locks the family inside for months. They say, a clean home reflects a clean spirit. That dust on the table is not just dust. It is disorder, and disorder invites unrest. So before the first heavy snow falls, they move through the house slowly, step by step, room by room, every object, every corner touched by human hands. 2. Decluttering before the storm. The Amish have a simple rule: what you don't use, you don't keep. Winter makes this even sharper. The cold forces families to stay in one place, indoors, close together. And clutter becomes heavier in such times. Before the storms arrive, things are sorted. Old clothes folded away. Some handed to neighbors, some given to relatives, some kept for quilts. Broken tools? Either repaired or discarded. They never let waste pile. Their homes are stripped back to the essentials. Only what is needed. Only what carries meaning. And there's a rhythm to it. The family gathers, moving through chests, closets, barns. What stays, stays. What goes, goes. Nothing in between. Because in winter, space matters. Space to move. Space to breathe. 3. Scrubbing the wooden heart of the house. Wood is everywhere in Amish homes. The floors, the walls, the furniture, even the beams that hold the roof. It is alive even after being cut. It breathes. It carries warmth. It also collects dust, stains, dirt, and smells. So before the hard freeze sets in, they scrub. Buckets filled with water. Sometimes hot, sometimes cold. Vinegar mixed in. Maybe lemon if available. No modern sprays. No chemical shine. Just strong hands and patience. They use stiff brushes, bristles that scrape deep. Every board is washed. Every surface shines again. This is slow work. Kneeling on the ground, moving inch by inch. But when it's done, the house feels different. The wood gives back a fresh scent, clean and earthy. And the Amish believe this matters. A clean wooden floor is not just flooring. It is the heart of the home. 4. Washing quilts and bedding for warmth. Quilts in Amish homes are not decorations. They are history stitched in cloth. Each piece of fabric tells where it came from. A mother's dress, a father's shirt, a child's apron. Together, they form patterns, stories, and color. Before winter begins, these quilts are cleaned. Not tossed into machines, no. They are washed by hand. Sometimes in cold water, sometimes in boiling pots, depending on fabric. Scrubbed against washboards, then wrung tight. Carried outside and hung on lines. The winter air bites, but also purifies. Quilts dry stiff, smelling of wind and smoke. Clean bedding is not just comfort, it is survival. A dirty quilt breeds sickness. A clean quilt wraps the body safe. On freezing nights, when fire burns low, a fresh quilt can mean the difference between rest and misery. 5. Pantry reordering and food preservation. The pantry is sacred in winter. It holds a harvest memory. Jars of beans, cans of peaches, dried apples, smoked meats, all lined up like soldiers waiting to serve. But before the cold deepens, everything is inspected. Shelves wiped with vinegar water. Jars checked one by one. Any crack, any broken seal removed. Mice are a problem in cold months. So every corner is sealed. Foods are reorganized. Oldest in front, newest in back. Nothing wasted. This is not just cleaning, it is strategy. Winter meals depend on it. Families know exactly where each jar sits, each bag of flour rests. And when the snow cuts off the outside world, this order saves time and stress. A messy pantry is dangerous. A tidy one? It means peace. It means survival. 6. Windows and light in the cold season. Light is short in winter. Days feel like shadows. The sun rises late, falls early. Windows become the lifeline of brightness. Before the snows trap the house, they scrub every pane. Inside and out, dust wiped away, smudges gone, curtains washed, some replaced. And suddenly, even weak light enters sharp and clear. The Amish believe light carries strength. It lifts spirits. It keeps the mind calm. Dirty windows block more than the sun. They block joy. So when a house has clear glass, the family inside feels lighter too. This is not only about seeing outside. It is about letting the outside in. The snow, the sky, the fields. Even the gray light has beauty when filtered through clean glass. 7. Stove and hearth maintenance. No modern heating, no electric comfort, just the stove, just the hearth. This is where families gather when nights are cruel. The fire is everything. So before the winter deepens, the stove is cleaned, ash scraped out, chimneys checked with long rods, making sure smoke will rise and not choke the room. Firewood stacked outside, neat piles reaching taller than men. Each piece cut by hand, carried by children, arranged by fathers. The stove itself polished, hinges oiled, doors tightened. A clean stove is not about beauty. It is about safety. Fire can destroy as much as it saves. The Amish know this. They treat the hearth like the heart of their body. Strong, protected, ready. 8. Handmade tools for cleaning. Machines are not welcome here. The Amish use what they build themselves. Brooms made from corn husks, brushes tied from horsehair, rags cut from worn-out shirts. Every tool has a history, a memory. They last longer. They work better because they're made with care, and they connect the family to the land. Each sweep, each scrub carries meaning. Cleaning becomes slower, yes, but more mindful. Nothing rushed, nothing careless. The Amish say the tools you use shape the work you do. A handmade broom sweeps cleaner, not because of bristles, but because of intention. Every act of cleaning is done with attention. 9. Passing the work through generations. Cleaning is not a chore for one person. It is a family ritual. Children are given tasks. Dust this shelf. Fold that cloth. Fetch the water. They learn early. Young ones help with smaller things. Teenagers take on heavier work. Elders guide with stories. This is how your grandmother did it. This is how your grandfather kept the barn. And so it continues. Work becomes memory. Memory becomes tradition. Sometimes the cleaning is filled with laughter. Sometimes with silence. But always, always together. The winter cleaning is not just about preparing the house. It is about preparing the family to endure together. And that bond is what holds them strongest when the snow is thick and the nights are long. 10. A clean home, a clear spirit. When it is done, the house feels alive again. The air lighter, the rooms brighter, the quilts softer, the pantry neat, the stove ready, the windows shining. Families sit at tables, eat meals, rest easy. And in the silence of night, there is peace. The Amish see it as more than chores completed. They see it as renewal. Dust is gone, disorder gone. What remains is clarity. A clear home, a clear spirit. The winter outside may be heavy, but inside there is calm. A sanctuary against the storm. That is the true secret. Cleaning is not about sweeping floors. It is about sweeping the soul. The snow will fall, the storm will rage, but inside the home stays strong. Every floor scrubbed, every quilt fresh, every jar in its place. This is more than chores. This is tradition. The Amish know it well. And now, you know their secret too. Keep your space clean. Keep your spirit clear. You've been watching Rustic Pantry, where old ways live and wisdom survives. See you next time.